to the channel. So today is going to be an exciting video because today is going to be a collaboration video. Yes, I'm collabing with a fellow YouTube sister. Her name is Renee. She has a wonderful channel with discounting, vlogging, you name it, and she's going to be doing a lot of Christmas video on her channel as well as what I will be doing over here. So our collaboration that we're going to be doing in this video is a Dollar Tree DIY, a Dollar Tree Christmas DIY. So finding a few pieces, putting it together to create some type of DIY craft for you guys. She's going to be doing something completely different from what I'm going to be doing. So if you're coming over from her channel, my name is Jenna. I do upload weekly on this channel, and as the coming weeks I'm going to be uploading a lot of Christmas decor videos because I'm that holly jolly elf I like to believe. So if you want to stick around, my channel consists of home decor, crafting, and a little bit of mom life. So if you're coming over from Renee, hey, and if you feel like you want to stick around, go ahead and subscribe. And for my subscribers, I would invite you guys to go over there, check her channel out. It is very vibrant. It kind of makes you feel more relatable as a mom, if I can say anything. I know as YouTubers, as moms, sometimes when you elevate and get up there, you kind of disconnect from the average mom. Not this channel. So go ahead and go check out her channel. So for my DIY crafts I'm going to be doing in this video, I'm going to be doing 4 DIY crafts. Yes, 4. Initially it was supposed to be 5, but I couldn't find some of my items. You know when you buy stuff and you put them aside waiting for something, and then when it's time to go looking for them, like they disappear out of nowhere? I don't know. Anyway, so I'm going to have 4 DIYs in this video ready for you guys. All the supplies you can get from the Dollar Tree. I do believe there is one exception that I didn't get an item from the Dollar Tree because I had it on hand, but you still can find that item at the Dollar Tree. So I hope you guys really enjoy this video and hope you take something from it. And if you do, please tag me on it on Instagram. My tag is Designs with Jen, the same as this channel. And I love to see what you guys come up with, or even if you enhance it. Ooh, I love seeing decor. It does something. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. Let's get it rolling. Okay, so the first DIY is going to be a Christmas pillow. Now I know you guys have seen this craft all over YouTube for several years, but it is a very simple craft. So I found these 2 buffalo check placemats from the Dollar Tree, and what I'm going to do is I printed off a saying that I wanted to be displayed on the pillow. Mine says joy, and then I cut those out because I'm going to be tracing these onto felt. Now this is one of the items that I did not get from Dollar Tree, but you still can find this at Dollar Tree, and it actually comes in a roll. So what I did is flip the letters backwards because I was outlining it with a Sharpie and I didn't want the outline of the Sharpie to be displayed forward, so that is why I flipped it backwards. So if you're looking for that black outline to be visible, then you could trace it face forward, but if not, I flipped it around and traced it, and then I'm going to cut that out, and when I cut it out and flip it over, it's just gonna display a clean white letters, and that was the look I was going for. So that is why I flipped it the opposite direction. So after I get through tracing, I'm just going to cut it out, and then this is the piece that I'm going to glue on top of the pillow. But before that, I'm just going to hot glue the edges of the placemat. Now yes, I do have a sewing machine, but I was feeling a little lazy that day, so I pulled out the hot glue. This is a decorative pillow, so this is not meant for actually laying on, so I feel that hot glue will be a good decision on this one. So when it came to the stuffing, I actually had a pillow on hand, and that I used to do projects like this that you can get from Walmart for $3. However, Dollar Tree does have like mini pillows, and about 3 of those can fill up this placemat pillow. So you could just use those to fill that up and then seal it with the hot glue. You want to use a good amount and make sure to, when you seal it, to pinch it and hold it in place for a few seconds just to make sure it has a good seal to it. And then you're going to take those letters that you previously cut and then hot glue those down to the pillow as well, and it's going to come out in a very beautiful look. Like this looks like something that you could actually buy from a store. Like I am so in love with these pillows. They're actually in hindsight view, so I see it in the morning, I see it at night. So I really do love these pillows. I did position the letters the way that I would like them. Again, whichever saying that you go with, try to keep it the length of the pillow. I went with a 3-letter word. You can go with a 3 to 4-letter word. That does the trick. And then when you're done with this, you're going to end up with a nice, what I like to call inexpensive artwork. So the next DIY is a lantern. So you're going to need 4 photo frames from the Dollar Tree plus a foam board. I went with the frames with the quotes in it because they have kind of a longer look, and that was the look I was looking for a lantern. So I'm just removing the quotes out of all of my frames, and then I'm going to hot glue the glass down to the frame just to secure it in, because I'm eventually going to move those little metal things that you use to hold the picture in place. Like I remove them because once you start hot gluing all the frames in place, it kind of creates an uneven look, so that's why I remove them. But if you want to keep them in, hey, do you. So I'm hot gluing all of my frames together to create a lantern. Is very self-explanatory because you're really just making a cube. I use the measurements of my lantern to trace onto the foam board so I could get the accurate measurement of the base, because sometimes if you align the frames wrong, it does not complete a perfect square. So you want to create the lantern first and then place it on the foam board and then trace it out so that you can get the accurate measurement for the base inside of the lantern. So what I'm doing here is just putting some extra hot glue on the interior of the lantern just to secure it. Again, you can use E6000. Again, didn't know where it was, so hot glue to the rescue again. And I just wanted to make sure it had just a little more extra security. In hindsight, if I do this again, which I probably was, I'm just gonna let you know, I am going to use E6000. But for this purpose, the purpose of this video and for this time frame, I just went ahead and used the hot glue because that was on hand, and you know, we all know hot glue does the trick. Now, what I put inside my lantern did not come from the Dollar Tree. I got some votive candles from Amazon, and I will leave them in the description bar below.
Dear Santa Claus, what you think is best?
Okay, so our third DIY is a wreath. So you're gonna need one of these 18-inch spruce looking wreaths from the Dollar Tree. They look like they need some help, we all know. And you're gonna get one of these garlands. So what I did is I found the back of the 18-inch wreath, and I'm just going to wrap the garland around the back and kind of lay it flat. This is just going to make this wreath look a little bit more fuller, a little bit more voluptuous, because it's crying for help right now. So we're just going we go here to the cry and just hot glue the garland around it. And I wrapped my garland around twice just to give it a full look. I did do 2 of these because they are going to be hanging over a mirror, so I wanted it to have more of a nice full look but still having a nice thin inner base. So after that, I just fluffed out the parts that I can, the original wreath, fluffed it out to kind of make it form more of the wreath instead of looking just like a round shape. Get it to the look of your liking. So I also got these berries from the Dollar Tree. They do have different shades, different colors in the berries, and I'm gonna cut a few of these off just to place on the wreath because I wanted to have a little bit of red in this. This is going to be again displayed over a mirror, and I'm still sticking with the buffalo check. If you haven't noticed throughout the video, most of the craft have some type of buffalo check pattern. So I'm going to have a bow that I also bought from the Dollar Tree that I'm going to use to attach to this, but right now I'm just positioning the berries where I feel it's needed, just filling in some of the gaps that I see and just trying to create kind of a cylinder look. And then I'm going to hot glue them down to actually secure them. So here comes the bows. These bows I picked up from Dollar Tree, 2 for $1, and these bows actually have a tie wrap on the back of it, and that is what I used to attach this to the wreath. End up adding some ribbon, some buffalo check ribbon towards the end. You didn't see it in this video, but I did end up adding it when I displayed it over the mirror because I wanted to have like this draping look, and I also didn't want it to hang this directly on the mirror because I didn't want to add weight to it. So I hung it by the ribbon and I just thumbtacked it to the wall. Alright, so our last DIY is what I like to call a Christmas topiary scene. So you're going to need one of these like topiary plastic or things from the Dollar Tree, some few little Christmas ornaments, the Dollar Tree trees, and 2 in the pack. You can pick one of those up. I picked up the wagon and the red truck for my extra tree, Epsom salt, and some greenery that you have on hand. Now the greenery is added decor. If you don't have this, you don't necessarily need to use it. If you don't have it on hand, you could also buy those Dollar Tree garlands, the garland tie, and use those and just cut them to make this piece. But this is just going to be a topper. This is more like an added on feature, so it's not necessary. But if you want the look that I'm going to end up with, then you can want to pick up something like this. And I just created something. This is just going off of one, you guys. The garland tie, I just cut 1 into 4 pieces, and then I'm gluing it in like an X shape. I added some different type of greenery and I glued that on and glued some berries on it. So just kind of creating a floral arrangement with greenery in a way. And I'm just going to glue this on the top. Now I did not obscure the hole on the top of this bulb just in case if I wanted to hang it. If you want to hang it, you guys, you could go ahead and just string it with a ribbon, with a bow, or you could just use a ribbon in place of this greenery and get the same effect. So I left that open just in case. Now what I'm going to do is take my Epsom salt, and you guessed it, I'm going to use that as snow. So I'm going to put that inside of the ornament. So what you're basically doing with this craft is kind of creating a snow globe effect, but in a topiary scene. In this clip, I use the regular Epsom salt. Now, if I can recommend, I would normally go after the lavender scent, but I didn't have that one on hand, so I just picked up the regular one. But I would go with a more scented one, being that this is going to be open. You can also use this as a fragrance in the area, and I use that a lot of times in my bathroom. So just a little hint if you guys want to know. So I'm going to take the smaller tree out of those 2 sets to place it inside. That's the one that actually is going to be able to fit inside. And then I'm going to rearrange it with the snow, adding in the other 2 ornament pieces. I only added the red truck because we know the red truck is popping this season. As I was looking at it, even though this looks pretty good, I just didn't like all of the vacant space that was in the back. So I did have these mini Dollar Tree trees that I picked up prior to this video, and I'm just going to add 2 in the back of it just to fill in that gap area, because I don't know, it just wasn't speaking as much as I would like it to be. But I kind of wanted it to be like a wintry forest type of thing, and so all the gaps was working. So I added these 2 in here, and you guys, I actually loved how this turned out. And that is my son. I knew he would have came in because he loves Epsom salt, at least the texture of it. And if you guys hear the background noises, the waterfalls and all that, I am right next to the fish tank and I am home with the kiddos, so you know how it goes. That is going to be it for today's video. Hope you guys really do enjoy it, and if you recreate any of these, please remember to tag me on my Instagram account at Designs with Jenna. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next one. See you next time.